This is Dr. Surekha, and as a little and a brief introduction what Mr. Kishore Pinglekar gave about me, yes, I do stand here with an authority as a technical person, with an authority as an experienced person in this particular domain of AI, ML, IoT, and digitization, and as a volunteer of IEEE, serving IEEE for more than 23 years. I have been observing, witnessing, and I have been contributing to the transformation which we can see across globe, across industries. So first foremost, just to give justice to the 10 minutes which are given to me, I must thank organizers for giving me this opportunity to come here and present my views and experiences around what we can do to transform supply chain, logistics, and transformation and transportation. Dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. I just want to talk about and give some views around main two aspects. One is where we are as per technology is concerned and what is the penetration of digitization and technology we foresee, we have been witnessing in this very complex ecosystem of supply chain, logistics, and transportation. One. And second most important point that we all are abide to is our Mother Earth, that's environment. And that under, in other term, we call that as sustainable transformation of business, sustainability. Because if we just open any report from McKinsey, Deloitte, Gartner, you will find each and every industry sector, including supply chain and logistics, that they have to report not only their finance and investment and profit, but they have to even publish their commitment towards environmental KPIs. And now that's one of the reasons, the way we are talking about technology, we have to take care of what are those environmental KPIs every business who is there in supply chain and logistics, they are entitled to under GRI, SASB, TCFD, which are the reporting and disclosure mandates for this industry ecosystem. So when I talk about technology interventions, I have been witnessing this adaptation of AI, ML, IoT, and most significantly, RPA, that is robotics process automation. And this robotic process automation utilizing data, we are living in this world of treasure, which is data. And the most important point, like every stakeholder of this ecosystem, starting with supply chain and logistics, you will find ecosystem and stakeholder utilizing the best opportunity which is there in data. The data could reside in terms of unstructured reports, unstructured files, but that data, now the tendency is to understand what that data says and then analyze that data, come up with a kind of a strategic roadmap for my day-to-day activities. And that's why if you list down all the actions and activities which happen in small or large scale supply chain and logistics, you will find there is a systematic roadmap and there is a systematic action plan. The systematic action plan can be made more efficient, more optimized, more energy intensive, more cost and technical, economically viable solution if and when we analyze that data, utilize that data. And that's why you will find across group multiple industries coming up with such capabilities where data of supply chain logistics is being analyzed and insights are being given back to those stakeholders to act on those insights and analytics based on data. There itself you have multiple startups making use of their own business and a current niche knowledge of AI, ML, building those AI capabilities on the data and giving those real-time insights to the, not only to the drivers or operators, however to the actually managers and the owner of that particular company also, where my vehicle is going, whether it is on the right track. If there is any particular delay, reaching out to the destination, person sitting in the room also is able to visualize the contingencies which are there to make that delay as per delivery is concerned, and then there will be corrective actions, and there are corrective actions which have been taken up. You making use of this data, AI, ML. As per IoT is concerned, now if you see vehicles, these vehicles are smart vehicles. When you say vehicles are smart, it means they are IoT enabled. And the moment they are IoT enabled, the purpose of this making, all these interventions of having IoTs and sensors, etc., is actually providing more efficiency, providing more accuracy. Most important fact is safety. Safety of personnel, safety of that particular locomotive also. So we have to now embrace these tools and technologies to make our real-time life operations much more feasible, easy, effective, safe. So these are a couple of things that we should be able to do, and we are doing it. That is one. And RPA is robotic process automation. I'm not talking about only a robotic as a kind of an hardware. I'm talking about RPA as a software tool which helps logistics business, which helps supply chain business to automate their process in such a way that whatever person does with manual interventions and the kind of time gets involved, that can be reduced very much effectively with the kind of requirement of an agile nature. It is of course based on what is the scale and mass of my business. Of course, that will be the key driver for adapting to these new digital tools. Now looking and talking about sustainability, we are entitled, and rather what we are enforced to talk about and disclose scope 1, scope 2 and scope 3 emission, and logistics supply chain primarily comes under scope 3 emission. Believe me, scope 3 emission is the hardest element of emission to compute, because that is something which is happening out of my purview of industry. However, now the time has come that any vehicle that goes out of my purview, transporting any kind of a good, I have to, track the percentage of emission that is because of scope 3. And as it is becoming a kind of a mandate, and the way now we are going away from the fossil fuel and again going towards the new alternative options like electric vehicles, along with their own challenges coming up with electric vehicles. See, this is a kind of an available alternative. Going towards your e-fleet, transforming your fossil fuel based fleet to e-fleet. That could be one of the practical approach. However, that practical approach is again coming up with the kind of challenges of what are you going to do with the end of life scenario, because under sustainability there are KPIs that we have to monitor. These are environmental KPIs. One, second, scope 3 emission, and most important is end of life. What do we do to those locomotives and the kind of infrastructure that I have under my supply chain and logistics after certain end of life of those vehicles? Is there any mechanism? And good part of this particular conference is like we have different members from different associations. What is the need of today? Need of today is to talk about circular business. Need of today is to talk about secondary market. Need of today is to talk about what am I supposed to do after end of life of that vehicle and the kind of commodity that I'm dealing with, because that ecosystem is not present at this moment, but need is there. And we will be able to accomplish something provided we start talking about what are the requirements and who are going to be the key stakeholders in that ecosystem, build the policies according to, so that you will be able to then create more circularity to the material, product, and even everything which comes under supply chain and logistics. So these are a couple of points I just wanted to put to the table. One is on the digital interventions and how fast we can adopt to it. It's a legacy business, no doubt about it. But still this legacy business is now becoming smart, becoming techno-savvy, and this is the best example that we can see. One aspect, and second most important aspect is on sustainability. And as an IEEE, when I wear this hat of chairperson of IEEE Pune section and being even the member of different technical societies of IEEE, I'm member of IEEE Climate Change Global Committee, which is established this year specifically to talk about as a technical community across globe, where each and every nation is moving towards embarking on, and as per our national targets are concerned, we know they all are, majority of them are very aggressive. They are very thoughtfully put in an aggressive way because we really want to lead and embark on that journey of even net zero carbon neutrality. Having said this, we have to make some set examples. So as Madam mentioned, and even we have heard the dignitary stating about the problem statements. Important is problem statement, creating required awareness, making people to come together, act on it, give some sort of a result, start slow, scale fast. And that is something where I strongly feel that, along with Pinglekar sir and his team, IEEE would be more than happy to join hands and come together and create some sort of a common unbiased platform where there will be majority of the awareness programs discussing about the challenges and opportunities can be taken care of. So as a chair of Pune section, I'm more than happy to offer this opportunity to all of us to come together and work for this sector, which is really very promising and where we see good career for young and youth in India. So thank you very much, Surekha sir, for giving me this chance. If there is any question I can have, he's raising the hand, but I don't know whether I can take it now or I just